world. This is the Internet podcast. I'm your host, Trey.
And I'm your host, Zay. And let's get into it.
Okay.
So
Let's get her done.
there's something I felt like I vowed to myself personally that I didn't really want to touch on or speak on. But this story came up and I feel like maybe I should mention it. So the NHL has suspended San Jose Sharks forward Evander Kane for 21 games for submitting a fake COVID-19 vaccination card. Submitted a fake vaccination card. Now he is to forfeit $1.7 million of his, I believe it's 7 million he got for the year or something like that. Yeah, 7 million salary.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that whole situation?
All right. So I know
it's a loaded question. I know there's a lot there.
It's loaded and people are divided on this. But I'll just make this a conversation on just straight ethics. So nothing to do with either side, just ethics.
Yeah.
I think he's wrong. I think that he deserves it. I think he was foolish. The thing is, he wanted to play, whether it was for the love of the game or the paycheck. He was trying to sneak and play. Now he's lost the game, if it's the love of the game, for at least 21 games, and he's lost the paycheck just by trying to go that route. Again, we're not debating whether it's fair or not. I'm just saying that at the end of the day, when you try to take shortcuts, this is what usually happens. Either you're going to do it or not, but at least stand your ground and try to figure out something. Now there's no making back that 1.7. It's just not happening. So that's my thing. I just think it was a stupid, foolish, if you want to call it mistake, but stupid, foolish judgment at least. And he had to pay the price. That's it. So no remorse for it. How you feel about it?
No, I agree. It's like Kyrie Irving. He might have been on the cusp of, hey, I might take it, I might not want to take it. I'd like to know more information about it. He may have been feeling that way, but he, for lack of better words, was being selfish, because what they would say is he's putting his team at risk for not taking it, but pretending to take it, and they could have been exposed to it, and vice versa. I mean, once again, it's a very deep conversation, a deep thing to get into, so we don't need to get into all that. It's just, no, he shouldn't have done that.
Exactly.
I mean, like, he's already losing the money. At this point, sit it out, do your research, talk to a couple of doctors, see what they say, and at that point, put your mind at ease. You can take it, you'll be easy, or not take it, but you lost 1.7 million for this.
Exactly.
I mean,
no, but I get you. The thing is, like, again, there's always that not getting into it. But my issue just is people having a ground that they are willing to fight for, whether he doesn't want to take it or not, but that's his stance, at least right now. He's clearly not taking it. But now you want the perks of taking it. That I don't necessarily agree with. I know I might be on an island here, but at least Kyrie Irving, regardless, he stood in his conviction. He was like, look, I don't know enough about it. I'm not taking it right now. So whatever happens, happens. But he's not trying to lie to everybody, because at the end of the day, people do believe, at least the government or whomsoever, the arena or whoever is making the laws and rules are saying, we believe that if you're not vaccinating, you're spreading it. So by those rules, you're still trying to go around the fact and knowingly put people at risk by those rules. Whether you agree or not, that's not the argument. The fact is, those are the rules. And my issue is him going around those rules knowingly. That's what I'm saying.
No, I agree. You couldn't have said it any better. Not really off topic, but there was this video I saw yesterday. I watched a couple of their videos, and it was about COVID. It's not a channel about COVID. It's called the name of the video is "I Can't Believe We're Making Another COVID Video." And so they're talking about COVID, the vaccination, vaccine, what it does to protect you, the booster shots, basically what the world is going to, not unfortunately, but what the world is going to be now. And so they spoke about it, and I would recommend people watch that.
Okay.
So it can put their mind, I guess, a little more at ease, just knowing about it and what's happening or what's happening with the world, not necessarily the shots itself, like the vaccines itself, but they explain the purpose for it and how it works and how it will help people and stuff like that. And there was a part where he said something and it really hit home. It not really hit home, but it hit me. I appreciated him saying this because it's the truth. He said, our biggest enemy is uncertainty. And he said, we all do it. He then said, we will unconsciously look for conclusions we want to be true and then look for information to support it. And my mind was blown because it's the truth. If you listen to people talk about it, if they're pro-vaccination, they will say all the perks and everything against it.
Yeah.
It's vice versa. They will find all the reasons. I saw a video of this dude talking, and he said, I don't even know what to believe. He said, okay, coffee. Is drinking coffee good for you? And he Googled it and showed it. And it was like, yeah, there are benefits to drinking coffee. Coffee's great for you. It gives you energy. It does this, that. He then Googled, is coffee bad for you? And it then said, coffee is bad for you. You shouldn't drink coffee, caffeine. So he said, in a time where we have all this information that at our fingertips, we can Google anything. We can figure out anything. Because there's so much information out there, it's just confusing. No one knows what to believe anymore. And that's the same thing with this. And just like the guy said, we tend to go for things that back up our thoughts. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's the world we're living in. Just as long as everybody's being safe, taking precautions, wearing their masks, not coughing on people, not licking doorknobs, we'll get through it, man. We'll get through it.
Hey, I was just thinking that there could be two things at once. Something that's good for you can also be bad for you. Yeah. And that's the part that I don't think people are realizing and thinking, whether you're on one side or the other side. It can be good for you, but it can have side effects. It can be like, but I don't think anybody's willing to understand these points on either side, to be honest.
Yeah.
And so I think that's kind of where the kind of problem lies, because nobody wants to admit the other side. It's really like, yo, it's either 100% good or 100% bad. Nobody's willing to.
No one's 50-50.
Exactly.
Because as much as they say, yeah, you'll be protected. You know, I don't even want to get into it. But that's perfect example. Joe Rogan and Sanjay Gupta.
Yeah.
So Sanjay went on Joe Rogan's podcast.
Yeah.
Now, Sanjay, he works for CNN. CNN, they had their story saying Joe Rogan took a horse dewormer to help him with COVID. He says, no, I didn't. So now he comes on his show, so they have their conversation.
Yeah.
So he says whatever he says, Sanjay says whatever he says. Okay, fine. So now Joe makes a point saying, okay, so if I were to basically get this shot, then catch COVID, I'll be protected because I'll have the immunity, basically super immunity in a nutshell.
Yeah.
And Sanjay shot it down like, no, you don't do that. Just get the shot. That's it. That's all that you need. Now, I understand his point of view because he works for CNN. They pay his bills. He's not going to go against them and say, You're absolutely right. That can work. That's what you, because they're against Joe. He's not trying to step on anybody's toes or ruffle any feathers where he works at. So, hey, you may be making all the sense in the world, but I'm just not going to agree with you, not on air or anything, anyways. So it's just like you said, it's either 100% yes, 100% no. Can't be a 50% in the middle. Like, yeah, that makes sense and it works.
And I fully hear what you're saying. And again, this is not pro or against.
Exactly.
The whole point is that there's an NBA player, got the shot. He ended up getting blood clots, right? So he was not able to play. And due to that fact, he was waived by the team. The point is that who knows if the shot gave it to him, but that is one of the side effects of the shot, blood clots.
Exactly.
And he only got blood clots once he got the shot. Now, don't get me wrong, the other 400 players, who knows, great for them. But that one player that literally ruined his life getting that shot. Yeah. I'm not here to say what's good or bad, but it's still to tell somebody what to do with their body and what risks they're willing to take with their body, I don't think is fair. And that's on either side. That's all I'm saying.
No, I agree. It's been a minute. It's going to be a long one. So I'm going to get it out there now. So you know what time it is?
What time is it?
It's time for Tales of the Internet. Internet. Okay. It's a long one, like I said. So it goes as follows. My husband is mourning his dead mistress. 3 months ago, the woman who was having an affair with my husband died suddenly from an accident. I found out about the affair only 2 days after her funeral. I thought she was simply a coworker, and I was wondering why my husband was so disturbed and emotional. He quit his job, saying it was too traumatic to go to work. She was in the early weeks of pregnancy when she died, and my husband doesn't know whether he or her husband was the father. So on top of everything, he's also grieving for a baby, which may or may not have been his. I find it extremely difficult to be emotionally supportive when he wakes up at 3 a.m. crying and trembling, yet I don't have the heart to yell at him like I want to. He says she's dead, so there's no reason for me to feel jealous or threatened or ask for my understanding as he grieves. We barely talked these last weeks because I don't know how to respond to my husband when he cries and says he misses her and wishes she was still here. Then also how much he loves me and that he never intended to leave me. I asked him to visit a marriage therapist together, and he says he's not ready to work on our marriage, and he thinks he needs to see a grief therapist instead. Do I need to give him time to mourn the loss of his mistress, or should I demand he focus on our marriage?
Mm-hmm. Did you want to start it off?
I don't want to start it off.
Okay.
You can start it.
Okay. Now, I do not knock anybody for trying to work on their marriage and stay together. You know what? At the end of the day, you made the ultimate commitment. So, bravo. But realistically, she's an idiot. She's a damn fool. Bruh. I understand he's crying over whatever, man. You must have the biggest heart in the world, man. Let one tear come out over somebody that you was cheating on. Bruh, beat it. I'm not even feeling it, man. You could mourn in a 1.5 apartment. You know what I mean? Where you chilling. I'm pretty sure she'll get majority of it in divorce. Not cool, man. No, I have no. I wouldn't be no kind of sympathy towards that at all. And the nerve. The fact is, he knows he could get away with it. That's why he's doing it. Because any dude, realistically, knowing what they did, would be they might go to the bar every day, they might hang out at a friend's house, but to be home and crying and waking up in the middle of the night shivering, yo, he knows what's going on. He knows that she's gonna be cool with it, and that's why he's doing it. Because I would never be that bright personally. How do you feel about it?
It's a lot. So you know what? Maybe, and I'm an idiot too. because I don't wrong her. I don't wrong her for how she's feeling or how she's trying to approach it. I believe he is mad selfish because he wants his cake and eat it too.
Exactly.
So you said you have nothing to worry about. She passed. It was what it was. You have nothing to be jealous about. And then you're trying to reassure her you weren't planning on leaving her. Okay. How do we know that you were not planning on leaving her? She was pregnant with child, may or may not have been his. We don't know. If she said she was leaving her husband, would that be? See, there's a lot of what ifs here. So, I mean, we won't even play the what if game. We're just going to speak on facts.
Okay.
You didn't plan on leaving her, but you planned on sleeping with both of them at the same time, and you would have had your cake and eat it too. She would have found out and she would have left you. So at this point, she found it in her heart to be genuine, forgive him, try to look for forgiveness in herself towards him, because she understands he's going through what he's going through.
Okay.
So once again, I can't say she's wrong for doing it. I can't say she's stupid for doing it, because the heart wants what the heart wants.
That part.
Maybe she is still in love with him, and you know what? I'm willing to look the other way. We don't know.
No, I feel you.
So if it happened to me, now, I mean, like you always say, the man I want to be, or the man I say I would be, would look for the forgiveness and try to work on things. The man that might show up may not be that same person, because I'm going to tell you, you know what? There were definitely problems in our marriage. This is why you felt the need to step out on me and do whatever you needed to do. I say, let's go for marriage counseling, because I mean, at this point, it's not to say I'm not taking your feelings into consideration. What's happened. I only found out that this was happening when it was happening. So now I'm only finding out our marriage, there was a problem with it. So I'd like to fix it. I gave you time to cry about it. I gave you time to mourn. I'm saying, hey, let's fix it. You're going to tell me, nah, it's not time to fix it. I think I need to see a grief counselor.
Yeah.
We'll see them both at the same time then, because you already jeopardized our marriage, and now you want me to wait and chill out for you to get your feelings together. Suppose by the end of all this, you then decide, yeah, no, I don't love you and I don't. So then what am I wasting my time for? I'm wasting my emotions trying to be there for you, trying to help you, and then you're going to turn around. So the man I want to be would try to be forgiving and try to be compassionate and show empathy, sympathy towards all this. But I might be like, you know what? I'll just go somewhere else while you figure this out. And once it's figured out, then hey, we'll work on it. I'm not saying we're going to divorce. I'm not going to say we will be great after this. I'm just saying we both need some time, because I need to process what I just found out, as you need to process what you're going through. And that's what I feel like I would do in that situation. So once again, I can't say she's an idiot, because the heart wants what the heart wants.
Okay.
But I do a couple of things differently. I wouldn't just sit there and allow, like, you're going to wake up 3 o'clock in the morning crying.
I feel you.
Now, it's not to say it's a family member or just a really close friend where I can be like, you know what, come, just cry on my chest. Don't even worry about it. I get it. You're going to turn to me and say, the dude that I was messing with, like, no.
So time
Like,
out. I just need to address this. Okay.
I'd be somewhere else.
I was about to
Sorry, go.
say she was, stupid, foolish, dumb. And then I was going to call you stupid, foolish, and dumb, right? But the thing is, I realized that as you're talking and thinking about it, like you said, the man you want to be and the man you are. Because I was like, don't misuse that. Because you can try to forgive somebody, but that is past the trying. I'm not even trying to be that man personally. If I become that man, that means that my cojones are in a box somewhere. That's what that means, bro. If she cheating on me, her lover dies, she's bawling, telling me she doesn't want to work at it, and she could have been pregnant because we're just reversing it, and she could have been pregnant, dude. And I'm be like, you know what? I don't know what else to talk. I don't know how we could do this. I want to be there. Why the hell do I want to be there for her? She doesn't want to be here with me. Screw that, bro. Relationship.
I mean, hold on.
We might be friends. And maybe I could be there for you as a friend. But as your husband, I'm just trying not to go to jail. That's just what I'm trying to do. But
to be fair, he said he wasn't going to leave her. He wanted to be with both of them.
I feel you.
So I'm saying.
I feel you. Yeah, I feel you. But the thing is that now, would you question what would happen if you passed? Would she cry that hard?
Okay,
because I would honestly be questioning, like, would you act the same way if I passed? Or is that actually the person you want to be with while you cry this hard?
And it's a crazy question. But I live by this.
Let me hear something.
And I suggest a lot of people should live by this.
I want to hear something. Let me hear.
I don't ask questions that I do not want the answers to.
Oh, I would want the answer to that.
Oh, I would not.
Dude, listen, okay. I already have all the answers. You cheated. Could have been pregnant. Person died. You're waking up in the middle of the night thinking about them crying. I don't care if you would cry that hard for me. I want you to just say it. Add it on. I already don't like you. Add it on. Make it easier for me. You already crossed that line, bro. I just need the fuel to keep it going. I'm asking for it. I want that. It's not like I'm just saying, like, hey, am I the most handsome person you've ever seen? Like, I don't want you to be like, to be honest, not really. I don't want to hear that truth. I want to hear the truth if you're cheating on me. I do. I want to hear the truth if you were pregnant and then you weren't sure who the father was. I want to hear these truths. I know some people don't want to hear it, but I personally do. And I'm just saying, you wouldn't want to hear that?
Nope. See, okay, now hear me out. There are a lot of things, like you just named, a whole lot of variables to this equation. And I get it.
Wait, what were they?
I do not.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, pregnant, cheated on me for how long?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
I don't need to add any more fuel to this fire. I already know what I know. I don't need to know, do you love that person more than you love me? Because I'm going to ask that, and it's really going to be one of those things. Okay, you know what? I'll ask that question if I know deep down in my heart that I do not want this marriage to continue, work, or go on.
That's the point. You don't.
But you don't what?
That's why I would want it to ask that question, because I don't want it to work. I just need the fuel. Just keep me going.
But hear me out. Hear me out. Okay. So that's like asking a girl you're with, a girl you're dating. I'm not talking about you per se, because you're happily married. I'm not talking about
Thank you.
I'm talking about just random person.
I got you. Yes.
They're gonna say to the girl, yo, was I the best you ever had? Why ask that question?
That's stupid. Because you still want to be with the person. No, that's stupid. Because you still.
Well, hold on.
If you don't want to be with the person, if they say no, it makes it a lot easier. If they say yeah, you're feeling yourself. You feel good about it. My whole point is, I already don't want to. And if I'm still stuck in, I really love her, and I'm thinking about everything she's done, and I know that goes against my moral compass, who I am as a man. Like I said, it goes against everything. I'm trying to build up that anger. I need to ask these questions because I need to get to that point where I know mentally I should be. Sometimes the heart lies. The heart sometimes lies because a lot of times you know what's best for you, but your heart will be like, but she's crying. You know, like, oh, she didn't mean it. She cried. When you know that she just had a gangbang ran on her, but she's crying because you found out. You know what I mean? And you're like, it's okay. Just wipe that off your face. You know what I mean? So no. So my point is you need to use your mind and be like, yo, clearly I'm not thinking right now. So let me use the tools I know to get me over this situation. That's all I'm just saying.
See, okay. But in that case, you are just trying to rile yourself up, add fuel to the fire so you can be angry. Yes. When you're angry, you will say and do things that you don't necessarily mean. But at the time, it's just you're hurt, so you're trying to hurt.
Well, a controlled anger. Bro, you need to hurt his feelings. That's what she needs to do. This man is balling over his mistress that could have had his baby.
His feelings are already hurt.
Okay, sorry. See, I'm getting mad for it. I'm about to say F his feelings. That's the point. F his feelings. Like, you need to pile it on. This is the point of piling on. That's what you need to do. You need to kick him out the house. He's already out of work. He's going to be on the street soon. Let him figure it out. That's it. Make his life decisions come back and bite him. I know, I'm vindictive. Let it happen. That's how I feel personally. But sorry, go ahead. Just throwing that out there.
You seem real upset about it. Like, I mean,
no, I feel it because I'm pissed off, man. Girls could be simps too, and that's weird to say because she is a simp, bruh. Like, real talk. Like, she needs to figure it out.
But she took vows in front of the Lord.
Okay.
At the end of the day, for better or worse, till death do us part. Yeah, people have speed bumps, mountains, molehills, anthills. There are different types of obstacles that come in people's ways. It's how you work through it. I'm not saying, once again, like I said, I'm saying the man I would love to be, if I went through all that getting married and this happened, I would love to say, you know what? I'd like to sit down, try to work it out, figure out what's going on, fix it. In reality, I might be like, yeah, no, I can't forgive this. But what I do know for certain is we both need time. So maybe in that time, I'll come to realize, you know what? This is not something that we can work on. I'm sorry. Or I might come to the conclusion, I'm willing to forgive. For this, we will have to seek counseling, figure something out, work on it. But I can't say she's wrong. I can't say she's a simp for it. Because at the end of the day, it's her marriage. You can't tell her how to feel. It's her feelings, his feelings. I mean, different people feel different things in different ways. So, hey, you can be angry about it. Somebody else can be like,
exactly.
There's worse.
Wipe that off your face.